Hi guys, it's Vaku here, and today we are going to talk about the recent changes into League of Legends. We have a patch 10.25 patch notes, and we are going to talk about them. So let's start with it. Mid-patch updates, we don't care about it because these changes are the ARAM balance changes, and I think like no one plays ARAM as a competitive. As a patch highlights, that's a patch infographic, so it just shows easily what is going to be nerfed, what is going to be buffed, but there's like not much info what is going to be changed actually into those champions, and of course the new skins. So the most important thing in the league, yeah. So the new champion will be added: the Rel, the Iron Maiden. I won't talk about her abilities. Do I like her? I don't know. I will try her for sure if she will be in the game. But right now I have to wait for it. Amumu nerfs. He's going to be nerfed a lot because he's a tank, which deals more damage than ADC. What can I say? Base mana growth is going to be nerfed from 60 to 40 mana per level. E damage is going to be nerfed 75 5 on the second level, 10 for the third level. For the fourth level is going to be 15 and 20 at the last. So it's going to be nerfed into the actually mid game because his E is going to be strong in because you're maxing E on the Momo. So actually at the level 9 you will be dealing less damage than normally you should. But still, always Amu in the low ranks will be strong, no matter what, because of his CC, which it's really hard to dodge. You cannot actually dodge the Q. I mean, you can dodge the Q, but ultimate, if he flashes and plays the ultimate, then it's so easy for him to actually stun many things in the team fights. They can then easily go for someone. Stun duration, it's going to be less in early games, so he's not going to slow wall that hard, so that's a good thing for us. Anivia changes, I've heard that Anivia changes are going to be a lot. Basic attack animation speed up, Q cooldown, missile speed, detonation damage increase, pass-through damage and cost decrease. Now chills enemies it passes through. E cost flattened and damage increased. Air cooldown now scales, base damage decreased, cost decreased. Oh, I got so many information in one sentence. No, okay, maybe in 3 sentences. Never mind. No, even 4. Anivia been feeling out of date. Yeah, she should have a rework, I believe. I really like to play Anivia overall, but she's not strong like other champions which I like to play. Okay, attack delay, cast offset. In other words, her basically has been sped up. Okay, that's a big change, I believe. Not that big because it's 0.002. Basic attack missiles speed is going to be increased by 100, so her auto attack will be much faster. So actually, it will be much easier to hit those creeps. Q Flash Frost missile speed is going to be increased, which is very good because her Q was like very slow. I know one of the slowest missiles in the game. I believe something like this. It was the slowest skill shot in the game, I would say. Okay, never mind. Welcome to Chili's. New thing, Flash Frost now chills enemies it passes through. So they're going to be slowed. Not only get the damage, but they will be slowed as well. Updated the Bird's Eye. Flash Frost detonation now occurs at the correct location, rather than slightly behind. Okay, so that was the bug the whole game. Okay, thanks Riot just for saying that. Okay. Cooldown is going to be increased in the early game, but in the late game is going to be decreased. So anyway, will be just stronger in the mid game because you're maxing Q at the second. I believe at the second. Yeah. When I was playing her, you're maxing Q as a second spell, so she will be stronger in the mid game, much more. Pass-through damage is going to be decreased, like they said, but detonation damage is going to be highly increased, even plus 50 at the last. Wow. And plus 5 AP scaling ratio and 20% reduce. So actually, you have to hit it. You have to hit it because I think it's a good chance because it will be much easier to hit this Q. Okay, cost is going to be decreased. Frostbite cost will be 40 mana. Okay, that's a great because many times you had to like farm with this E because auto attacks was much slower than E. And damage output is going to be increased, so that's a very good change. Basic plus 30 damage and plus 10% AP ratio. Glacial Storm cooldown is going to be decreased. In the late game is going to, you can actually spawn with those air. So that will be a new thing into Anivia mains. Base damage is going to be reduced and cost per mana, per second will be reduced as well. So what I can say, the ultimate was dealing the biggest amount of damage, I would say. So I don't know if it's a good change overall, but we'll see how it works in the game. I think Riot, when something adds or change, then it's going to be later broken. Always it's going that way. I don't remember what was added and it was a really shitty champion or shitty mechanics had. I don't remember it. Like always Riot was giving something as something broken. Okay, Annie has been strong success with her peak and burst potential. The new season also brought a trove of any friendly toys. We are tying back some of the movement that helped her run it down. Nice. So right now I don't have any with cleanse and ghost, which will run down my games much faster. So the movement speed from me is going to be reduced. You're going to max E. I don't know. I didn't play any support, but when you're playing any mid, you're going for the E at the last. So you'll be stronger into late game, I believe. Echo is doing well in mid, but he's really struggling in the jungle, so we're giving him back our 10.3 nerf and a little extra. Damage ratio to monsters, wow. No cap? No cap? So he can deal as much he wants. Okay. Okay, that's an amazing buff. And ratio is going to be 100% increase. Unbelievable. Echo in the jungle is back, boys. You heard it right. Fees, base mana growth decreased. Okay, minus 20. Understand that Fees is always strong. I don't know why he has his E, but of course without the E he would be unplayable. Gragas, his passive is going to be increased, plus 2% of max health, so that's actually a good amount of healing. And W cooldown is going to be reduced by 1 second. It's going to be easier clearing the jungle, I would say. Yeah, it comes faster, so it's a jungle buff. Irelia base attack damage is going to be increased by 2 points, and Q cooldown is going to be reduced by 1 second. I don't know if you really want to buff your Irelia. You know, better nerf Irelia, as always. So it's better to nerf her than buff, but I think I will see her more playing by this buff because the Q cooldown will be slightly decreased. Even Q cooldown increased, so wait, no, decreased. Cooldown is going to be decreased even 2 seconds. 2 seconds, so that's really good. On every level it's going to be decreased by 2 seconds. E is going to be reduced by 1 second. AP ratio of the shield is going to be 90% of AP. And ultimate base attack speed is going to be increased for the easy, so That's okay, I would say. I think this shit will be a massive change. Oh no, it's going to be increased just only by 10%. So that's not a massive change, but it will help Tyler 1 to go back into Challenger. Once more with Ivern. Jin, Q minimum damage ratio decreased. Minimum damage ratio, it's decreased by 10% on every level. So I would say Jin is right now broken, so I understand those nerfs. Cartus is going to be buffed, and damage ratio increased, and Q cost decreased. So that's a really good change. I think I will play with him on ADC because I really like him. Kale, unfortunately, another nerf, the magic resists are going to be reduced at the start by a 4 point. And 4 points, I mean. And E Starfire's Plate Blade is going to be reduced by 5% AP ratio, passive damage by your auto attacks. So, what I can say, they just want to hit so hard this Kale. And I understand it. Kale is really OP right now. Just play with it, and it's a free LP, guys. Okay, Kane armor is going to be reduced, and Q is going to be base damage is going to be reduced by 10 damage, and cooldown is going to be increased by a second. So I understand that Kane is really strong right now, especially the red Kane. I don't know about the blue Kane because blue Kane in the later states of the game is going to be much worse, but in the early game, yeah, blue Kane is broken. Lee Sin buffs, I really like it. Maybe finally I have some good Lee Sins in my team. No, I'm joking. I won't ever have them. Okay, so the armor is going to be increased by 3 points. The W cooldown is going to be reduced to 12 seconds. And E, the Tempest base damage is going to be increased by 20 at the first level, 20 at the second, 20 at the third. Oh, okay, so 20 on every level. Okay, never mind. So it's the same, just buff 20 base damage overall. Lulu, Q base damage decrease, deals bonus damage to target hits with both bolts, removed pass-through fall of damage, deals less damage to minions. Q damage is going to be decreased. Hitting a target with both bolts now deals 25 bonus damage, so if you hit both of them, then it's even better for you. Bolts no longer have pass-through fall of damage. Okay, and bolts now deal 70% damage to minions. Okay, so that's new. So it will be much worse to farm with those Qs? I don't know what to say about this, but I think it's a change to actually more top lane Lulu than support Lulu. Okay, Mordekaiser. Isolated enemy damage increase is going to be... Wait. They didn't add the last. But I believe it's like overall plus 10 per... I mean, overall the percentage buff is going to be 10 overall. But they didn't add the last one, so... Someone just forgot about it. But the buff is really high. They want to make it a new Kha'Zix, maybe? Mordekaiser as a new Kha'Zix, like AP damage Kha'Zix. It seems pretty cool. Morgana W decreased. Damage over time decreased. So that's a good change, I believe. Maybe my ADC or me as an ADC won't be just melted by her W after just getting a Q. Maybe this time I will survive. It's going to be nerfed 8 overall. No, into late game it's going to be nerfed. Okay, yeah, because her damage in the late game was kind of big with it. Nasus Q siphoning strike is going to be reduced. I mean cooldown just by a half second overall. Was it going to be a big change? I don't think so. It's not going to be a game changer for him. This half second isn't something big. By a second it would be big, but a half second, it's not that big. It's just okay, nice. Some Nasus 1 tricks, for example, Searches can be happy about it. Nidalee Q Javelin Toss mana decreased in the late game. Minimum damage is increased in the late game, and maximum damage is going to be increased as well. Oh, that's sick. But everything is into late games, so maybe Nidalee won't be just an early game snowballing champion, hard snowballing champion, I would say. And E Primal Surge mana is going to be reduced by 10, 15, 5 per every level. And overall, 10, 15. So overall by a 10 and plus 5 per level. So you don't have actually go for the Graal to actually have mana, but there is no Graal right now, so I think those changes are because there is no Graal in the game. And I don't know. So Pantheon, they changed Pantheon, they want to make it a solo laner. The movement speed reduces by 10, I don't know why. The passive gain 5 stacks when he recalls. So it isn't a big game changer, I would say. Q Comet Spear, early release cooldown refund is going to be increased. Early release bug fixed a bug where Pantheon's Q will not cast and still gone cooldown, he was hit with a CC. Cost is going to be reduced by 10 mana, and Comet Spear no longer slows, so it won't slow right now. Shield Vault on W, damage is going to be increased even by 80, so that's a big game changer. In early game is not going to be changed, but it's going to be increased 20 per level, so that's a big change. When Pantheon hits an enemy with an Mortal with Empowered W and uses another ability immediately following, the next basic attack will now properly be empowered. So that's good, I think. Aegis Assault, removed invulnerable, it no longer blocks the turret shots. That's a sad change for the Pantheon. Now only Fizz is broken like that. I don't like it. Please, Riot, give me it back. I really want it. Redirection slow, so you're not going to be slowed by a 50% when you're casting E. There's only one of 4. And Mortal Will Empowerment stacks extends the duration of Aegis Assault. When Pantheon slams his shield, he consumes a Mortal Will stacks to gain 60% movement speed for 1.5 seconds. Ultimate Grand Star for Pantheon guys, armor penetration, so that's a fine. I think it's a good change to normal Pantheon. Now we can go full lethality bomb and smash everyone without any armor penetration. X marks the slow. The spear that lands before Pantheon now slows for 50%. Applies spears for worth damage, unempowered in a small area around it. And ally visual fix. Grand Starfall, visual update. Grand Starfall ground indication now appears for both Pantheon and allies at the start of channel, so your allies will just see when you're going with your ultimate. And Samira passive is going to be changed, updated. Instead of knocking up in place, Samira now keeps already knocking up in the air. So you're not going to be OP with Leona, you have to go for the ally star right now. Okay, Q Flare. That's a big nerf. 33.4. For instance, critically hitting an enemy with Q now deals the proper bonus damage. Okay, that's a bug fix. And critical crit lifesteal effectiveness is going to be reduced. So that's a nice thing. Seraphine health grow is going to be decreased by a 10. Seraphine personal shield now is increased by 50. So her shield on herself will be much stronger. So that's okay. Shavana. Adjusted Shavana's passive on non-counter shield game modes like Aram and Nexus Blitz. So, finally they changed the how she gets it on Nexus Blitz and Aram, her passive, instead of just auto attacking. No, and she begins with 5 bonus armor and magic resistance. Gains permanent stacking armor and magic whenever she or her allies kills a kind minions or super minions. Additional Shavana against. Okay, that's a good changes, but I won't talk about it because it's not a Summoner's Rift. Helping the jungle Talia, trading on hit on team trading on thin ice. Cute traded. Wait, what I did? Traded volley. Subsequent hits no longer have reduced damage against monsters, so that's cool. It's going to clear much faster. Attack speed of the Twitch is going to be increased in the late game, so that's fine. Overall by 10%. W slow is going to be increased overall by 5%, and that's a massive buff for his ultimate. He's going to be much harder to come close to him than it was before, because before he was melting you like in a second before you could even come close to Twitch. Now he will melt you in the half second, so that's a massive game changer here. Yasuo attack speed is going to be buffed by a 1%, and the same goes for the Yone. W Battle Roar, the damage is increased by 25% of the damage he's taking from monsters. Wait, oh, so it's going to heal him back for 100, not 75%, so that's cool. And Monster Mash, W now deals 65 to 130 from levels 1 to 18 bonus damage to monsters. So that's a bonus damage. So he will just clear faster, so that's a good change to Rengar. Finally he will be in the meta someday, like it was, like he was meta once even in the pro play. I remember well, it was meta when Kha'Zix and Rengar in the jungle were the top picks. I really like this meta. I really like this meta because I was playing the Kha'Zix. Passive Eternal Hunger. Bonus damage is going to be increased by 2 points. And that's all. And updated tooltip from incorrectly stating that Eternal Hunger's bonus damage is 8 to 42 instead of 10 to 34. That healing is equal to damage attempted instead of damage dealt, and that below 25% half the healing is just increased 300% instead of 250. So healing will be much better when he's below 25% health. So that's a good change for the Warwick. He's going to be stronger in the early game. W return damage is going to be increased even by 5 per level, so that's nice. Wukong is going to be buffed, and now he's better in the jungle. His E deals 50 more damage to monsters, items, death and taxes, so only executes the enemy champions. Muramana, now you cannot build it on the AD champions. I mean, wait, no. You cannot build it right now on the AP champions. Now you can only just go for the AD damage. Now it was proccing on the all abilities and basic attacks. Now it's only procs on abilities that deal physical damage and basic attacks, so you can only like go for it on AD champions. Kinshorate Blade now converts your crit chance to on-hit damage, leaving you with 0 crit chance. Okay, so that's a nice change. It's just like it's going to be straight. You're not dealing crit, so you don't have it in the stats, yeah? Zeke Convergence is going to be nerfed. 50 health less, 5 armor less. Mark duration is going to be increased. And Convergence bonus damage is going to be increased by 5 to 20 at the last level, so that's nice. Seeker's Armguard ability power is going to be reduced by 10. I cannot say that Seeker's Armguard is really good into those AD matchups because it was giving you 30 ability power. Now it gives you 20, so it will be You won't one-shot them so easily like the AD champions does one-shot you without the Seeker's Argard. Okay, jungle starter items are going to be changed. Siron hit basic attacks no longer grant 1 tick of damage. So that's not a big game changer. Support items, the cost is going to be decreased by 100 from the bundle glass mirror. So this poke ash is going to be better. Chemtech Putrefia is going to be reduced by 100. Ardent is going to be for an idol amplifying Tom. So I don't know. It's just a build path change. Build path change there too. Imperial mandate cost is going to be reduced by 200. The damage is going to be reduced, but ability damage, ally damage, it will be increased. So actually, if someone follows you, follows your damage, then it's going to be really good amount of damage in the enemy team. Moonstone Renewal is going to be increased by 200. Improved particle visuals when in combat. Starlight Grace Heal 10 buff. 10 points buff overall. And Starlight Grace Heal multiplier in combat is going to be reduced by a half. So that's a big game changer here. That's a very big nerf to Moonstone, even if the gold is reduced. Locket of the Iron Solari is going to be decreased by 200 and shield is going to be decreased, so that's a good thing here. Irelia is going to be reduced by 200 and Inspire bonus damage is going to be reduced as well. Crit strike items are going to be buffed. Gale Force is going to be buffed by 10 and his active is going to be reduced by 30 seconds. Typhoon is going to be buffed by 5 AD. Essence River is going to be buffed by 5. Zeal is buffed by 150 gold less. It costs 150 gold less, so that's a big game changer. 200 gold less for Rapid Fire Cannon, 200 gold less for Phantom Dancer, 100 gold more for the Mercurial Scimitar. AD are going to be increased by 10. Mortal Reminder is going to be reduced by 200 and attack damage is going to be increased by 10, so that's a big buff. Lord Dominic's regards are going to be increased by 5 AD. Remove the crit scaling from Infinity, but right now if you have at least 60% critical strike chance, Infinity Edge now grants you a 35% critical strike damage. Mana items are going, mythic items are going to be changed. Loot and Tempest is going to give you now 2 times more ability haste, so it's going to be 20 instead of 10, and magic penetration is going to be reduced. Everfrost ability haste is going to be 2 times more than it was before, so it's going to be 20 instead of 10. So maybe finally Everfrost Kassadin will work. Lethality mythics are going to be nerfed. New up close and slow. Night Stalker's on hit slow is now only applied with melee basic attacks. And Night Stalker visual effects. Improved visibility when champions become stealthed. Okay. Ever Rising Moon Shield ranged. So for the ranged champions, the shield is going to be reduced by a 25 basic and 10% bonus less. From AD. Tank items are going to be nerfed. Plus 100 gold for Bami. Sunfire Egg is health minus 100. Snowbind Frostfire range is going to be decreased by 25. And Mythic increased size is going to be reduced. So I don't know, is it a big change? Just its size, that's all. Turbo Chain Tank is going to be nerfed. Now slow duration instead of 2 seconds when you're coming close to enemies is going to be only 1.5. Item shop update is I won't talk about this. In-game chat is nothing important. Next is Blitz returns ranked update. Each game, so that's an activity changes. I see. Okay, so initial placement configuration, the ranked reset at the start of the season will be smaller this year to get players back to their expected rank faster. To compensate, LP gains and losses have been made slightly smaller. Okay, I got it. So you faster will be in your rank like you were before in the last season, but you will get and lose less LP right now. And other changes are just inactivity changes. Refund token grants, so remember that every time when it's coming to a new year, you're getting one token refund token for free, so that's okay. Bug fixes and changes, so that's a big changes here. Wow, that's so many changes. And upcoming skins. So that was everything for this video. I hope you enjoyed. Give a like, give a subscribe, and write what you think about those all changes in the patch 10.25. And see you soon, guys.